All right, let's jump right in. Today we're going to map out a really unique and, frankly, complex worldview. It's all drawn from a book by Dr. Joshua David Stone called Hidden Mysteries. We're going to take a tour through its claims about everything from secret governments to extraterrestrials and the very fabric of our spiritual reality.
Right from the jump, the book sets some incredibly high stakes. This quote, which it attributes to a being from the inner earth, really frames the whole narrative. It suggests there's a hidden conflict happening right now, with the fate of our entire planet hanging in the balance.
So just think of us as your tour guides for this explainer. We're going to walk through the belief system laid out in this book, piece by piece. Our job isn't to say if it's true or false, but just to understand how all these incredible ideas fit together into one cohesive picture.
So, where does this whole wild story even begin? Well, it actually starts somewhere surprisingly familiar, right here on Earth. The first layer of this worldview is all about a hidden conspiracy, supposedly run by a powerful shadow government. So, who is this secret government? Well, according to the book, it's a cabal of powerful groups. You might recognize names like the Council on Foreign Relations and the Trilateral Commission. The claim here is that they're secretly pulling the strings on the nation's economy and this is a big one, they're in possession of hidden alien technology. And what have they supposedly been up to? The book lays out some pretty shocking claims. It alleges they financed black ops projects with drug money, that they were behind the assassination of JFK because he was about to blow the whistle, and that they're hoarding incredible technologies, like whatever was going on with the Philadelphia experiment. The text also claims they've kept all of this secret from every president since Eisenhower, and, get this, that they've been deliberately poisoning the American public through things like food additives and fluoride in the water. It's a deep, tangled web of earthly conspiracy. But just when you think you've got your head around it, the book poses a question that completely blows the doors off the whole thing. What if the most powerful players on this cosmic chessboard aren't even human? And that single question just launches us into the next layer of this reality, the cosmic arena. According to the book, it's a space absolutely teeming with visitors from the stars. Now, the book basically splits these cosmic forces into two camps, almost like a cosmic good versus evil. On one side, you have the benevolent forces. Think of groups like the Pleiadians and Arcturians. Their whole philosophy is described as service to others. They're here to protect Earth. But on the other side, you've got the malevolent forces, like the Greys and the reptilian race. Their philosophy? Service to self. They're all about control and exploitation. Let's zoom in on one of the key malevolent groups from the book, the Greys. They're described as these telepathic beings who allegedly struck a secret deal with that very same U.S. secret government we were just talking about. And the terms of that deal? The Greys would provide advanced technology in exchange for the right to abduct human beings. But why would they do this? The text offers a few reasons. It claims they have a genetic weakness and need biological material from us and from cattle to survive and conduct experiments. It also says they operate on a kind of hive mind, that science is their only religion, and that their ultimate goal is to take over the planet through subtle, covert mind control. Okay, so that sounds pretty bleak, right? But according to this worldview, humanity isn't just left to fend for itself against these threats. No, the story goes that we are actively being protected by those benevolent ET forces. The book gives these key benevolent players really specific roles. You've got the Ashtar Command, who are kind of like heaven's policemen, protecting Earth from the negative ETs. Then you have the Arcturians, who are the spiritual teachers, here to help us connect with our own inner divinity. And finally, you've got the Syrians, the master builders, who are credited with epic feats like building the Great Pyramids. But the worldview just keeps expanding. We've gone from earthly conspiracies to extraterrestrial visitors, and now we're moving beyond the physical realm entirely, into the purely spiritual dimensions of angels and nature spirits. The book introduces this concept of devas. It's an esoteric term for angels. But in this context, they are much more. They're described as the guiding intelligence, the literal architects and builders of the entire natural world, from shaping planets down to designing a single flower. And it's not just one big group. The book describes a whole cosmic chain of command. It starts with the angels we're most familiar with, like guardian angels, who work directly with us. Then you move up to archangels like Michael and Gabriel, who oversee bigger aspects of human life. Above them are principalities, who guard entire cities and nations.
Then you have powers, virtues, and dominions, who act as cosmic administrators. And right at the very top, you have the thrones, cherubim, and seraphim, who are said to exist in the presence of God.
Now, within that giant angelic evolution, there's a special category, the elemental kingdom. These are the nature spirits that are tied to the four elements. The book identifies gnomes as the spirits of earth, undines for water, salamanders for fire, and sylphs for air. And overseeing all of them is a being named Pan, who's described as the leader or even the god of all nature spirits. So after all this talk of secret governments, warring aliens, and angelic hierarchies, you're probably wondering, where do we fit into this grand cosmic picture? Let's take a look at the human role in all this.
The book brings up this term, star people. It describes them as humans who just have this deep inner feeling, a knowingness that Earth isn't their original home, that they've actually come here from another planet or star system with a specific purpose to help humanity through this critical time of change. And get this, the book even cites some research from an author named Brad Steiger. He apparently found that when he surveyed people who identified as star people, a whopping 90% of them said they had experienced a profound feeling of oneness with the universe. In this framework, that's a pretty powerful shared experience.
So when you boil it all down, past the conspiracies, the ETs, the angels, the central message of the book isn't just about revealing secrets. It's really a call to action. It's a push for every single one of us to reclaim our own spiritual power and become active participants in creating a better world. And all of that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Regardless of whether you believe a single word of it, this book presents a complete interlocking system that explains, well, everything. So what is the appeal of a belief system like this? One that offers a comprehensive explanation for politics, for angels, and for our personal place in the entire cosmos.